that were our questions for you. And now we have the viewers' question, the first one. So Elias Häkkinen is asking, come to Finland and see what kind of crowd we have to offer.
I think it's one of our dream to come to Finland. You know,
have you been in any of the northern countries there?
No, never. And then, you know, if we just look to the statistic that we have on Spotify, they are the best countries that we can play, because, you know, our kind of music is really appreciated in Sweden, in Finland, and in Norway. So we will be awesome to be there.
Yeah, the symphonic metal is big there, like the bands and so on, you would fit nicely. But any preferences for the winter or summer, or you just go for the Finnish summer?
For sure, for summertime.
Well, I suggest summer. Then I don't know.
Like at the hottest peak of the temperature, you're going to Finland.
Yeah, exactly.
So also Elias Häkkinen asking a question for Richard. Where those 10 minutes long masterpiece disappeared from Multiverse, and there aren't even over 6-minute songs?
As I told you before, yes, a really good question. We were used to, at the beginning, to compose huge songs, you know, 10-minute songs. In the first album, all the songs were at least 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Then, you know, we understood that we have to evolve the sound, and today we can afford to have huge songs. Sometime in this Discordia we did it with one song called Inner Fire, but then we have to move on. And essentially I think that we already composed everything in full songs. Now we have to express our music, our evolution in a new way, and the short songs are the best way to express our new ideas, I think. Then maybe in the future we will go back to this type of song, but I don't know.
Cool.
Oh, we have a question from Lucas Pisu, and this question is for Lucille. So, which challenges have you faced as a woman in the metal circus?
That's an interesting question. Really, thank you. Well, you know, being a woman isn't easy in any kind of environment, because they always think you're, you know, weak and you can't do much and you need help. There are mostly men in the metal scene, but I have to say that they always have been nice and kind, and there isn't much this kind of prejudice towards women. So I think it's an inclusive scene. And I have the direct experience from my metal band mates, and they are the best, really. So no problems at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, it's not easy when you have your period being on a tour. Let's say that.
No.
No, that's sorry.
No.
You just need to remove your headset.
If you try to schedule, you know, the recording session during this period, you have to cancel everything. So you reschedule for another time.
Yeah. Interesting time for women.
Yeah, well, that's something that really happens. It's not easy, actually.
What can we do? It's a nature.
Sometimes you can put it into the song, like the feeling, how you feel and so on, but I don't know if it works for all.
It could be a good film.
Okay, we have another question for Lucille from Nati. If I can read this, Bougainvillea Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Could you talk a bit about your passion for classical music and how was the transition to the metal scenario? Was there any
Yeah,
story so
sure.
far?
Thank you for the question. Well, as I said, I studied classical music. I started singing when I was maybe 16, and then I found myself on a stage as I was acting, not singing. And then I fell in love with musical theater, because opera is also theater, not just singing. And that's the part I like the most. So I found myself a teacher, and then I got into a conservatorio, which is a conservatory. I don't know if you call it the same. You study opera, singing, and also music, piano and music theory and so on. And then I just always liked metal. Well, I started singing also because I loved Nightwish and, the operatic vocals of Tarja, and she was my hero. So they grew, my passions grew together. And I was in a band before being in Aevum. Then, for many reasons, I quit. And then Richard appeared. Yeah, they continued both. I got two paths, the classical one and the gothic, symphonic, we don't know, metal one. And they coexist. They live together. They are at peace.
Quite amazing story. Like, so someone is asking us, the interviewers. So,
oh, that's your turn, girls.
yeah, like, so the question is from Elias Heckingen. What's your favorite Aevum song? So, Veronica, you go first. I have to look it up.
You're the biggest fan, come on. Well,
I know, but they sing in Italian. I don't know Italian.
Yeah, I started listening just recently from Multiverse album. So my favorite would be Spark of Life and Time and the Time Machine, because they're so interesting, that very different to what I hear before. So I like those, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So for me, it's especially like I started with Dyschronia, like Dyschronia, and that one, like I think the third song, the Vitro Condition, is amazing, with where you switch with you operatic and then Hydra with unclean vocals, and that was also a song that you sung on tour. Like I think it's the Vitro Condition, but I could be like,
yeah, it's the Victorian Condition. You're right.
Yeah, so I looked it up because I know which kind of song I like, but I'm not good at names. I forget them. So.
me too. Yeah. I could say another funny story, because when we started to compose the songs for Multiverse, well, actually at the beginning we didn't have some titles. So we just named the song A, B, C, D, E, F, and there are still some band mate that sometime called the name of the song. Now we are playing C. Ah, okay. So we play C.
Not C. It's Spark of Life.
Amazing. So back to answering the question. So yeah, that's the Virtual Condition, and then there is a part, Memento Mori, where Hydra is talking in Italian, and it's like, nice. And then you have Lord of Dreams with the electro elements and so on, and then you're like, whoa, that's like amazing. And that's like, and then you have also like a little bit Sturm und Drang. That's also interesting because you think German and then you get something else. So yeah, that's interesting. And then we invited you for the interview, we connected, and then I was like, oh yeah, Multiverse is something I need to listen to, especially. Like, I'm the person, like, I love the album and so on. It's more like, if you are on tour, I will buy it. like that's how I usually
Yeah.
like because you get the signs and so on. It's much easier than order it, and with Posto it's less hassle. But I was like, let's have a listen. Like I saw the Time Machine in March, which was great, like because of different transitions in time and so on, and then like vocal like change and so on, which was kind of interesting. That was what I saw in March, and that really spoke to me. And then in June, like I started to listen to Aevum, to the new stuff, because I love like Discronia. I couldn't get enough. I'm listening like every week or now even every day to Aevum, or even twice time to prepare for the week. So
Thank you.
but for the multiverse, it was especially, now I forgot the name. There was one song that was interesting, but I forgot.
Say a letter, A, B, C. So
Yeah,
you were right.
but the one that really like was quite interesting and so on was Spark of Light, because it was like, that's something else. It's like signs and red letters, and then the combination Lucille and Richard was a bit different, and then like it was totally different, and it was fresh and so on. And that's what I posted also on DMG. I was like, this is something new, that's cool. But like after this interview, I realized I need to have a closer look, because there was one element that didn't fit with me, and that was the French one.
Yes, in Tair.
Yeah.
See, that song I need to re-listen and see.
Yeah.
Because when I listen to Aevum, I've like when I listen to bands, it's or the person I like, person and the band is all right. I listen to the lyrics, so like the text, and then you have the atmosphere. So what wants to be preserved? The outfit. You have then the element. Then you have the combinations of vocals. Then you have some electro parts, like a little bit, like you said, the electro thing, the instrumental part, and so on. So it's a lot of aspects. And then I'm also focusing on the language, like Italian, English, and so on. For me, like Aevum is a really complex band, a bit like it has so many layers and so on. And for me, like that's what I said, like the from Multiverse, like Spark of Light and Spark of Light and Time Machine was what I found like the most interesting and best songs. But maybe it could change over time, because I think I've been listening for Discronia like 1 year before I just peeled all layers and so on. So I was, even after the tour, so quite busy with Discronia, I couldn't get enough. So I think the Multiverse will be the next challenge, to just layer it off and see.
Yeah, let us know what you find out. It's interesting.
Yeah, just see all elements. So Veronica, you came up with another song. I was talking and talking. Now you can.
No, I want to ask the guys what would be their song favorite from Aevum to perform.
It actually it's a really interesting question, because as you told very well, we have different type of layers in our song, and sometimes we put inside our song different kind of music. In Tair, for instance, in the middle of the song, we reproduce a sort of flamenco. In Discronia, we have some jazz part mixed with electronic music. Sometimes we try to have some reggae, some hip hop. Try to have different type of beat inside our songs. So this is why we show to the audience different ways also to express our music, our sound. And so this is why we have different type of answers about what is your favorite song. There are people that say it's the first, it's the second, it's the third. So there is no just one song that can agree for everybody. So this is wonderful, because everybody has the possibility, the chance, to like different songs of us.
Well, the questions was different, Richard.
Yes, a bit.
But
What is your favorite song to perform?
I didn't hear to perform.
Yeah,
Okay.
my favorite song.
Okay, we can stop the stream and redo it.
We start over.
I can always cut it like.
Yeah.
Mm, for me, actually, I really like one song from the first album we composed, Impressions, and this song is called Monsters, because actually we have lots of fun when we play this song. We know we're on the stage, we have different ways to express this song, and I always really enjoy to play Monsters live.
Yes,
Cool.
I agree with Richard, and I also like. Well, I don't know about Multiverse because we never had the chance to perform any song from Multiverse live. But from Discronia, I love playing live the Sleeping Venus Tarantella because it's just fun. And then everybody jump and we dance. And then I love, I don't remember
say one name like this.
Beltade, which we haven't played much, but I really like to sing that one. And also Vitruvian Condition. It's much fun.
Cool. I'll be sure to check those out.
Okay.
Yeah, I will check them also out and try to remember the name. And not A, B, C.
Right. Well, the Sleeping Venus Tarantella is just a tarantella, and it's like a tribute to an Italian traditional music. We usually closed our concerts with this song. It was like a signature. And then it's really fun to play live. But most Aevum don't agree with me.
So what's this kind of Italian tradition then?
The tarantella.
Ah.
It's from the south of Italy.
It's a
like
dance,
a
popular
dance
song. Well, it's the rhythm of this dance called tarantella. Everybody dance this type of tarantella. So we just take this rhythm and we transport this rhythm inside the metal music.
Yeah, and tarantella comes from the word tarantula, because they said that the people who danced to this song were so crazy because they jump like crazy because they were bitten by spiders. So that's the story behind.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So as you transfer a non-metal song to metal, would there any cover of any famous non-metal song that you would like to do?
Yeah, so many. Sometimes I think that one time per day I have a song that I would like to to make a cover or to reproduce. I already did it because we already did it because it was 10 years ago. I was hit by the dubstep, the new style, and we try to figure out how to compose and put some dubstep inside our songs, and we did it. But yes, we continue, and still we have different type of music and styles that we would like to put inside our songs, for sure.
Well, I'd love to make a cover of a song from some game or movie, like soundtrack. I really love you might know it, the song from World of Warcraft sung by Sylvanas, The Lament of the Highborn. I would like to sing that a lot, but Richard.
I don't know it.
I would do that by myself. No, a cappella.
I will have a listen to the Warcraft song, as I play games but never Warcraft, and I would like to try to fit you in. Sounds
yeah, Lament of the Highborn. It's very beautiful. It's Element, a very sad song.
So we have a lot of homework to do.
Yeah,
Great pick.
sorry.
But first,
No
Breaking Bad.
The main thing.
Yeah, and then tell the opinion. How was it? Yeah. So we have another question. So from Elias Hackingen. So now he has a question for you guys. So what's the funniest studio memory?
Go first.
I don't know. Maybe I already told this one to Elias. Well, it was freezing in a studio, and I had this huge coat that was so warm, and I was so happy to sing in my big coat. But then when I moved, you can hear in the microphone like, so I had to take it off. And it was freezing, and I was sad because of my coat.
I think it didn't help like the singing, because normally if you have cold, it shivers and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, you still remain young, so it was for you.
Yeah. The beauty treatment for the skin.
No, for me it was during the last session for Multiverse. When we recorded the drums. The drums, it was nice because our drummer was so tired, and he decided to directly to stay in the rehearsal room and to sleep directly over there. So we recorded in 2 days, and the day after we come back to the studio, he was already there on the floor sleeping, waiting for us. It was a funny situation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes, so there are some musicians that they have to enter inside a sort of ambience. And so if they leave this ambience, they risk, I don't know, to lose their flow. So they prefer, so this is why, for instance, it was the speech of our drummer. He said, no, I prefer to stay there because I have to stay focused. So I understand him, but it was funny to find him on the floor sleeping.
Yeah.
Did you bring him food?
No.
Oh.
You have to finish first.
A pizza.
Yeah. Okay, we have a last viewer's question from Nicolas Katsinis. So do you know Vinicio Capossela? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a non-metal.
Vinicio Capossela, sì.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Vinicio Capossela.
Don't worry.
You said really good.
You know the band?
Yeah, it's well, actually, he's Italian, but yes, I don't know actually where he came from exactly.
It should be Greek style. Yeah, great.
Yeah, he is. But then he's singing in Italian, and he has a really particular way to sing and to compose their songs. So it's something that you can hear sometime on popular radio in Italy, but not so popular. So it's something that is, well, it's not for common people, Vinicio Capossela. It's something that you have to have some knowledge to understand his music. So it's something that I really appreciate, and there are different songs that I really like it and I listen to.
Cool.
I think so. That were all viewer questions. So we are wrapping up. So any plans for the future?
I let Lucille first.
Well, we hope that this situation will end soon, so we'll be able to play. I really want to play and promote Multiverse, which we weren't able to do. So that's the dream, let's say, not the plan.
Yeah, because it's still a difficult situation, so we don't know exactly when we can schedule new lives and shows. So for the moment is a big mess, and we have to wait. At the same time, we are still working on new stuff because we think that it's important to create new music and new songs. We are musicians, we are a band, so it's our job to create new music.
I can imagine that would be wonderful to see gigs to be like moving freely and so on without the restrictions. So yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
So thank you for the viewers who have been watching tonight, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel so you can rewatch it and so on. If it comes in 2 weeks, it will
do it.
Thank you everyone for the questions, interesting questions.
Yep, and then also thank you for a
as you prefer.
She froze. That was too much.
So hard, yeah.
She was punished by a mispronunciation.
Aevum, who were willing to give this interview. Tell us more. Yeah, my screen froze, so everything fast forward. So no, but thank you. It was really interesting to have the chat. I know more about Aevum. I know also more about Italy, the food, the culture, the music, and so on. So definitely. And
and then that you have to watch Breaking Bad, so you have to know.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, thanks to you. You were really kind and nice, and it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you guys so much for joining.
Yeah, well, it was a real pleasure. It was a real funny chat. So glad to be with you. If you want to know more about Aevum, you have just to check our social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on Spotify. So give us a chance to listen at least one song.
We also are available to answer. Just DM, we're there.
And we ourselves as DMG will post all links and so on, so you can support the band in person if you like the interview. And
thank you very much.
So yeah, have a great night for the viewers, and see you next week.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Viva la pizza.
Viva la pizza.
An Italian drink.
Yeah. Spritz.
And Aevum music.
And Breaking Bad.